What's up guys, Stuart the MFC here and welcome to Total War Season 2 I think this is going to be, and it's going to happen on the Third Age Total War, and this is a mod for Medieval 2 Kingdoms. Yeah, Lord of the Rings mod, obviously, if you haven't recognised it by now. So let's have a look at the factions, and you're going to get to put your input in yet again. I've put the video out yesterday, so all of you should have a good idea about why I'm starting on Medieval 2. If not, there'll be a link in the description to that. Now, we're doing a Third Age campaign, obviously, and there's quite a lot of factions here. So, I'm just going to go through them and tell you a bit about them, and then go and wait until you choose what one I have to play, really. Although I think it'll just be suggestions. There are some factions that I do want to play more than others, so if the scores are pretty close, I'll probably just pick the faction that I want to play, but if there's an overwhelming advantage for one faction, then I'll play that. So the first faction here is Gondor. They have quite a few provinces down here. We are doing a short campaign. The conditions for winning this are holding 35 regions and eliminating Mordor, which is right here. They're led by the steward Denethor II, which is Boromir's father, and that's pretty much it really for a short introduction. I can't remember anything more than them for them. Except that they've held off Mordor for quite a while, and they have some of the best infantry in the whole map, on the whole world of Middle Earth. That's their strength here. They've got very good heavily armoured infantry and spearmen, but because they're so high quality, they take a longer time to train, so it's slow recruitment and they cost a lot more. So that's probably the biggest disadvantages and advantages of that faction, and totally cramping my foot, sorry. In the Third Age Total War, now let's go on to the second faction here, which is Rohan, led by King Thengel, which is Theoden's dad. Not really know anything about the history of King Thengel, but Theoden, obviously everyone knows about him. Led the charge to aid Gondor in the third book, or movie if you haven't read the books, and defended Helm's Deep and destroyed 10,000 Durgai in the making, with some help of Gandalf, of course. So their strength is obviously cavalry, if you haven't realised by now. Oh yeah, and this wee picture down here shows a unit that's their best unit, more or less. They've got quick and powerful cav, but they lack heavy infantry. And the conditions to be met for these guys are holding 30 regions and eliminating Isengard. So these guys seem pretty cool to go. I wouldn't mind these guys. So let's go on to Dale. Dale obviously being the city at the bottom of the Lonely Mountain where Smaug was during the Hobbit book, and yeah, basically Dale got absolutely destroyed by Smaug, so technically this faction shouldn't be in it, but it's Lord of the Rings and they deserve to be in it because they're so awesome. They're up in this wee bit here, just below the Lonely Mountain, and they've got a good mix of all around troops, but they do lack heavy infantry and and they're very rare in cav. Early game anyway, it seems like. These guys, they have to hold 30 regions and eliminate Ruin. And they've got sword masters. Obviously big guys with two-handed swords. Now, the dwarves. what can I say I guess about the dwarfs? They're amazing. I love dwarfs. Um, they feel the best heavy infantry in Middle Earth, but they do lack cav and archers, so that would probably be a very, very long grinding out process if we went dwarfs. Their conditions are holding 30 regions and eliminating the orcs of the Misty Mountains. And you can see here on the map that they actually are split up between two regions, just beside Dale and over here on the left. Now we're looking at the Free Peoples of Eriador, led by King Aragorn Elisar. Obviously everyone knows about them. And they've got very, very good light infantry, but they don't really have many heavily armoured units. You get the Dunedain archers with those guys, and really the conditions are holding 30 regions and eliminating the orcs of Gundabad. So now on to the High Elves, which are led by King Elrond, and they again are split up in Rivendell and the Grey Havens over here on the left. And their conditions are hold 25 regions and eliminate the orcs of the Misty Mountains. And they have very, very highly skilled archers and infantry, but again, slow recruitment because they're such high quality, and they do have a lack of cav. Now we're on to the Sylvan Elves, which is Lothlorien and this wee bit up here, I can't remember what it is. We have to hold 25 regions and eliminate Mordor for the conditions of this. Again, excellent archers and versatile infantry, but they have slow recruitment and no heavy cav. Pretty much the same as the High Elves. Mordor, they're led by the Witch King of Angmar, and they have quite a big region here, which is probably all Mordor, and this wee one here. To win with these guys, we need to hold 35 regions and eliminate Gondor and Rohan. They can field a mass of orcs and powerful trolls, but they don't have very many cavalry. Isengard, led by Saruman, we have to hold 30 regions and eliminate Rohan. These guys have very good heavily armoured Uruk-hai and terrifying wargs, but they don't have they lack reliable cavalry. The orcs of the Misty Mountains, this big stretch of mountain here, we have to hold 30 regions and eliminate the dwarves. No surprises there. So field good and heavy infantry and powerful cave trolls, but they lack cavalry and spearmen. Orcs of Gundabad, we need to hold 30 regions, eliminate the factions Free Peoples of Eriador, and these guys have good infantry but hardly any cav. And it looks like they've got trolls that kind of look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Now, on to the men of the south, Harad. These guys, to win with them, we need to hold 35 regions and eliminate Gondor. They have a good mix of all units, but they have Mumakil, but they don't have very many heavily armoured units. Ruin, here we go. To win with Ruin, we need to eliminate faction Dale and hold 30 regions. We can field heavily armoured dragon regiments, whatever those are, but we do lack versatile spear units, and they have cataphracts apparently, according to this. So that's all the factions of the Third Age Total War. It's going to be quite a while before I do this, I think, depending on if I do a Scotland campaign first. So until we get started recording onto this, vote for which faction you want to see in the comments section below, and we will see you on the battlefield. See you later.